Kind of makes me wonder sometimes if the people at like headquarters at Sicily are just sitting around like,
Johnson! Hey Johnson, come take a look at what I put down for the price. It's really going out like that.
hey you guys. So today's video is going to be what I hope is part one of a continuing series here on my channel, loosely inspired by Jen Love's reviews. I don't know if you guys watch her channel, but if you don't, I will leave a link down below. She does something called like What's Up in Beauty every Sunday, I believe it goes out. So I decided I wanted to do something kind of similar, except for me, I wanted to talk about the trends that I see a lot of on social media. Also, just before we get started, these are my sleeves and they are very flaccid and don't know what they want to do in this life. So I'm not 100% sure what the style of the shirt was intended to be, but I do know it's too big, so I can't keep these suckers up. If it bothers you that I'm gonna mess with them the entire video, I apologize in advance. But anyway, so yeah, I thought it'd be kind of cool to talk about all the stuff that I have been seeing in my subscription feeds, on my IG, just things people are talking about. And if you guys enjoy it, let me know, thumbs up the video, or leave a comment down below. I watch Cheers a lot, so I think I just slipped into like a Bostonian accent for no apparent reason. If you are new here, make sure you subscribe and thumbs up the video so that you can see more of my content. If you are not new here, hey, what's up? How's your mom and them? And let's just get started. So the first thing that I keep seeing a lot of, and I've been seeing this for a while, is something called the foxy eye. And for me, this trend actually kind of popped up on my radar towards the end of last year. And the first place I saw it was on Instagram. I just kept seeing these girls posting pictures like this or like this. Like, first of all, you guys, I have to say this. Stop tugging on your eyes. It is one of the worst things you can do because this area on your face, the skin surrounding your eyeballs, is the most delicate. It's the thinnest and it's the part that shows the aging on your face the quickest, and tugging on it is a great way to speed up that process if you're so inclined to. But here's the thing with this. Not gonna lie, I don't really understand why this is happening. I was very confused. And then I started to put together the dots. I had my whiteboard out and my red string and I figured it out. Apparently, everybody's gone cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs over Bella Hadid's beautifully, how should we put it? Surgerized face, beautifully done. She can say it's not all she wants. Sorry. No tea, no shade. I'm very pro work if that's what you want to do. But that's apparently where this trend has started. Not unlike the Kylie Jenner lip craze of 2014 to about 2016, 2017. And then I started thinking about this and how people are altering themselves to fit into a popular trending standard or style of beauty. So I feel like this is kind of like on a trajectory. The first inception of it was the tugging, like I said, and now I'm starting to see a lot of tutorials going up on how to get this look, and it seems like the popular way to get it is to shave off the tail of your eyebrow and then draw the end of it out to meet your temple, which, fun fact, you guys, for a long time, this was called the Spock eye. It was very much so not something people wanted, which goes to show you just how standards of beauty change, and in some cases how quickly they change. So if you want to shave the tail off of your brow or do your makeup differently to achieve something like that, obviously there's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. I do almost want to draw the line. Not that anybody asked what I thought about this or should take my opinion as like gospel anyway, but it did kind of get me thinking a lot because I've seen a lot of people posting videos of them going to get thread lifts, which is apparently a procedure that just kind of makes it so that your skin is being pulled upwards, and they're not permanent, but I wonder, you know, I don't know, I'm not a specialist in this area, but I do wonder if tugging, even if it's done, you know, from a medical procedure, if this is good for your face any more so than just constantly doing this is. But anyway, to bring it all together, it got me thinking a lot about how in 2014 to 2016, we saw so many beauty gurus coming out with them getting lip fillers. It was a very popular topic of video that was going around during that time. And then slowly but surely, around 2017, 2018, I started seeing tons of videos of beauty gurus going and getting their filler dissolved, which is one of the most painful looking things. I can't even with that. So it just made me wonder, you know, are we gonna just keep doing this? Are we gonna keep going and getting like procedures done to fit into some trending ideal of beauty and then taking it away when it's no longer that. And like, I know I have lip filler, but here's the thing, not that I'm like the best in the world for having this stance on it, but this is my stance on it. I didn't get my lip filler because I wanted to look like anybody else or I was chasing a trend. I got it because I wanted it, and I still want it. I don't care like what changes around me. This is the aesthetic I want for now, and nothing's going to change that. I don't care if it goes out of fashion. I don't care. People dog me out for them all the time. I don't give a shit. This is what I want to do. So I'm not trying to say that if you decide to get these thread lifts or shave off the tail of your eyebrow or change your makeup to do this, it makes you an inherently bad or foolish person. Like, not at all. I'm just saying, isn't it interesting how we just see these things pop into our Instagram feed, and then the next thing you know, there is a procedure to help you get that. Isn't it interesting? Speaking of Instagram and cosmetic procedures, I have a video series. I can't stop with these sleeves, you guys. I'm so sorry. I have a video series that I'm starting right now, and it's basically going to be cheese and rice. Get in here, you stringy bastard. It's basically going to be kind of like a, I don't want to say an expose, but yeah, I want to sit and talk with you guys and share some topics that I have been kind of bumping into on the internet for a very long time around the bizarre, potentially dangerous, interesting, fascinating, strange things some women do in the name of beauty. And I have like a whole series going around cosmetic procedures that have only become popular because of social media and the dangers therein. So stay tuned for that if you are interested. There is going to be more content around that coming very soon. So the next thing that I keep seeing all over my social media feed, this is everywhere, is the friggin' Sephora VIB sale. It's the first one of the year. There's typically 2, but I swear there's actually 3. I feel like every year, and I could be wrong, correct me, but I do feel like every year they sneak a 3rd one in on us, and it's always called like the bonus event. You guys know what I'm talking about? Why do I think this is the case? I really believe I have seen this happen recently, but Sephora used to only do this once a year, and now they do it more frequently, and every time they do it, you can count your sweet ass on tons and tons of influencers creating videos saying their recommendations for the VIB sale, or maybe just their wish lists for the VIB sale, and I typically am a part of that. Like last year, I think every time there was a sale, I did at least one video surrounding it, and I've decided to sit it out this year altogether, not only because I typically don't make content around a topic that I'm sick of seeing, but also it's just gonna come back, man. Like, I don't want to keep doing this every year. My opinions on this are the same as they were when I did this last year. So I will leave my Sephora VIB sale videos from last year down below as well. What I found interesting about the content this year in particular is there's so many conflicting opinions right now about how beauty gurus and companies should be acting in light of the current economic situation we're in. So you basically have 2 camps of people. There's one group that feels like they don't want to see anything change. They don't want content creators to change the tone of what they do. They don't want them to modify it because they treat beauty and beauty related content as escapism, and they don't want that outlet to be taken away from them. Like, that's where they want to go to take their mind off of all of this stuff, which I understand. And then there's another school of thought that says that we should actually be a lot more sensitive to the fact that people don't have this kind of money to spend, and that there are more important issues and pressing matters at hand. And I get where both sides are coming from, but for me personally, and no shade to anybody who is creating this kind of content, like, I'm not in charge here. This is just where I'm sitting. I just think, it's coming around. It'll be back. It will be back. And I've never been in a situation where I have participated in the VIB sale. And typically what you see around this sale is people just going like to the sunken place, like losing their minds and dropping like $300, $400, $500 hauls on Sephora to get that 10, 15, 20% off, which in the grand scheme of things doesn't ever actually end up being that much money off. Because every time I've done it, and let's say I've spent in the $300, $400, $500 category, which I have done, the savings only ended up being between $60 and $80 anyway, which is just not enough savings to justify the amount of money you have to spend to get it. I guess what I'm trying to say is, if you find yourself in these social media streets and you're getting FOMO because this is just the talk of the town right now, stay in your financial responsibility bag, because this will come back. It's coming back. There's always another sale coming around. And not to mention, Sephora isn't even the only one doing this anymore. I've been seeing a lot more brands. Like, I've seen Pat McGrath do this recently. Tarte does this every year. I know Urban Decay does this every year. So does Too Faced. They do their friends and family event. We're just right from the source, from toofaced.com or from patmcgrath.com, you can get 20 to 30% off right there. So once again, don't think this is your last chance to get some makeup at a discount, because it's definitely not. Just know that. So the next thing that I keep seeing all over social media are Zoom makeup tutorials, and I have been asked to film them a myriad times, and I'm going to tell you why I'm probably not going to do it. I don't really understand what they are. I don't understand, because everyone that I've watched or seen a thumbnail for or a clip of on Instagram, it just looks like the makeup you guys are probably already doing when you go to work. Maybe even less depending on what you do. But the only thing I can figure about why this is so popular is maybe there's not enough content out there already for work appropriate makeup looks. I think a lot of what we see on YouTube and Instagram are just kind of avant-garde and selfie ready, but maybe not appropriate for the office or something like that. So maybe that's why people are requesting them so much. I can't figure it out, because as a whole, it's just whatever you're already doing to your face, just do that for Zoom. And I talk all the time about how, you know, when you're putting on makeup, you have to consider the environment you're putting it on for. The makeup I put on for filming a YouTube video is not the makeup I put on to go to the grocery store in. So maybe it's just the idea of like having a different environment, i.e. a video camera on your computer that's got y'all caught up. Because here's the thing, and I've said this before, I don't think you guys need beauty gurus to tell you what to do as much as you think. Talked about this once in a video a while ago. I'll link it down below. You guys will write me, I can only speak for myself, and have like the most specific requests in mind for a look. You'll be like, can you do a natural but glam sheer red makeup look with cruelty-free makeup products from the drugstore? Like, it gets so specific. And every time someone gets that specific with me, I'm like, girl, you already know what you're looking for. Like, just do it yourself. Like, you don't need to wait around for us. And that's kind of my attitude towards this type of a content strategy. Not that I don't think it's brilliant. Obviously, there's a need for it and people are meeting that need. But I don't know, man. Like, it's not good or bad. My opinion on this isn't good or bad. It's just interesting. As with most things on this list, it's just things I find interesting right now. It's interesting how our world can truly shape, like, beauty and what's happening in the world are just so symbiotic in really, really interesting ways. And finding all of those ways that the current circumstances are changing the way we look at beauty and the type of things that we want from our creators. It's just interesting. But yeah, you guys please leave all your favorite Zoom makeup tutorials down below and help each other out, because I'm not gonna make one, sorry. So the next thing I have on here is that KKW is launching another fragrance that nobody can smell before they buy it. And I talked about this in a recent video as well, because I'm mostly just fascinated by the idea of this, because unlike almost anything else in the world that you're gonna order online, I don't understand how you can order a perfume before you smell it online. That blows my mind. Like, even with clothes or like makeup, you can see what it's going to look like. Like, that is the point of the product that you are buying, is the visual aesthetic that it is providing to you. So like with fragrance, we don't have smell-o-vision. Like, it just blows my mind. It's wild to me. But I have to tell you guys, one of the things I found the most interesting about this new launch, it is the KKW X Chris launch, which I didn't know anybody was asking for that. But I wanted to tell you guys what they have written as the product description. You know how most fragrances have, like, they'll have the notes or whatever of the, I don't ever know what any of that shit means, but I thought this was so funny. So I read it and I laughed and I had to tell you guys about it. Opening with a playful wink, the freshness of freesia and the lustrous personality of Tagetti mingle with a splashy Aperol spritz. Speaking of cheers, do you guys know who Diane Chambers is? This feels like she wrote this shit. Like the power of unconditional love, a timeless, full-bodied, white floral bouquet connects with nuances of creamy white gardenia. I can't get through this without laughing. And rich, night-blooming tuberose, capturing the essence of a pure yet magnetic bond. I have no idea what any of that means, but I thought it was so funny. Who's gonna buy this? I'm not judging you. I just genuinely want to know who's buying these fragrances and not smelling them first. I just want to know who's doing it. And tell me why. Tell me why this appeals to you. I'm so curious. Maybe you're just a collector of this kind of stuff. Once again, no judgment. I'm just curious. But the good news about this release is that KKW are donating 20% of the sales of this fragrance to Blessings in a Backpack, which is an organization based in Louisville that currently feeds 87,000 kids in 45 US states. And that's how Kim gets me a lot these days. It's always a combination of ew and aw. Like, she's a wily minx. Can't figure out what I think. My BFF sent me an article recently that was talking about the beauty products that are selling the most in light of current circumstances. So some of them didn't surprise me. Obviously things like face masks, the cosmetic ones, not the protective ones, hair dye, things like that. But one of the things on the list was bronzer. And I wrote her back and I was like, oh, no. This is nothing to do with what's happening right now. This is just bronzer-geddon. It's just that time of year. And this is the time of year every single year where every line is going to start putting out tons and tons and tons and tons of bronzing and luminizing and glowy products for your face and or your body. And I don't know. It's interesting to me how many of these things get out there. And sometimes, like, for example, I don't really understand how practical they are. Like, Fenty is releasing its Body Lava formula, which Rihanna looks like so stunning when she puts it on and stuff. And like, in theory, it seems like a great idea, but it's just like a body oil that has glitter and shimmer in it. And I just don't understand how that's translating in the real world. Like, isn't that getting on your clothes? Isn't that making you slippery? Like, I don't know. Body makeup in general has been getting really, really huge over the past couple of years. Like, I remember last year, Huda released this stuff called Nymph, which is supposed to stand for Not Your Mama's Pantyhose, which I didn't know that anybody but Southern people called those pantyhose. I thought everybody else called them tights, but we call them pantyhose. Which this stuff literally just looks like a really expensive, and if history has taught me anything, very smelly version of the Sally Hansen airbrush legs, which is an OG product that is amazing that you can get for like $9 from the drugstore. You've got brands that have well-known bronzers. They will re-promote and release them. Like NARS is doing a repackaging / re-promote of the Laguna bronzer complete with gold glitter overspray, which, like, if I had $1 for every time someone said they were looking for that. Also, this brand called Kaja, which I don't really understand yet, is doing a cream bronzer with a stamp. And for like 2 seconds, I thought maybe I got what they were trying to do, because if you guys grew up in the late 90s, early 2000s, when people used to go to the tanning bed, one thing that you could get when you went to the tanning bed was like a sticker. Like, depending on your personality, maybe you had like a palm tree sticker, or maybe you had like a heart sticker. And if you were like drinking Zima behind the school, you probably had like a Playboy bunny sticker. And the idea of it was you would put it on, get in the tanning bed, and then you'd have like a mark. I'll put a picture of it right here, hard to explain, where the sticker was. I guess it was how you knew how tan you were getting. I don't know. So I thought for like a second that's what they were trying to replicate with this product, but that's not what's happening at all. It's you stamp the cream bronzer on. I don't get this. Like, I know I just talked recently in a video about how stamp makeup and stuff is like too cool for me. I don't think this is too cool for me. I think this is kind of silly. Just my opinion. But listen, I had to tell you guys this. This is not technically body makeup. This is a self-tanner that Cicely is selling for $135. Kind of makes me wonder sometimes if the people at like headquarters at Cicely are just sitting around like,
Johnson! Hey, Johnson! Come take a look at what I put down for the price. It's really going out like that.
So I found this on the Beautylish website, and I automatically was like, what? And I was sure I was going to click on the product description of this and they were going to like bring the hard sell. I was sure they were going to be like, it's got like rosehip oil and macadamia infused organic, anti-aging. Like, I was ready for it. They ain't even trying. Like, they need to hire KKW's product copyright person, because they kind of have this attitude, it seems like, where they're kind of like, well, if you're trying to pay $135 for a sunless tanner, we don't even need to talk you into this at this point. I just thought that was bananas. So I too usually pick up a bronzer around this time of year. Last year it was Fenty when they launched the powder bronzers. I grabbed one because the one that I was using before wasn't working for me at that point. And now the Fenty one isn't working for me anymore. It's just a little too caramel of an undertone for what I'm looking for at this point. And what I am interested in is the Marc Jacobs Omega, like massive bronzer they sell every year. Mostly because the undertone looks exquisite. You guys let me know what you think about it if you own it, because 10 out of 10 would smash. Probably gonna pick this up. All right, you guys, those are all of the current trending beauty topics and products that have been catching my eye lately. What is striking your fancy these days? Please let me know in the comments down below. As always, thank you so much. April content is getting ready to go over there very soon. I think this month we are doing a story time. I'm gonna let you guys know all the crazy shit I used to see back in the day when I was a pro MUA. And then also the patrons are going to send me pictures or dedicated questions of beauty quandaries that they have, and I'm going to sit down and help you guys figure this shit out because I care. We've also been doing live streams, and a bonus video went up there 2-3 days ago that was all about some bingeable, awesome quarantine reads. If you guys are into books, it's a great list if I do say so myself. Please let me know, like I said, if you guys want to see me do another video like this, and give me any hot tips or leads down below for me to go chase down to give you guys content with. Other than that, I can't wait to take this friggin' shirt off. I will catch you guys in the next one. Check the down bar for links to all my social media platforms. Subscribe if you have not, and I will catch you in the next one.